Pirate Nation shared Nintendo of America's post of a animated short with no explanation of its context. And I know a lot of people have already seen this already. This kind of went across hyper viral on the internet today. I'm going to go through it again one more time. And then I want to talk about some of the things people picked out of this and curious little thoughts and ideas of what this could be related to, because it's a near 4-minute video of a animated short. I kept waiting for like it to turn into a game or something, or to showcase gameplay or do something or show a character that we're familiar with. Nope, none of that. So let's see. Now, first impression of this, I do find it curious that this is, I'm going to assume a boy because of the blue shirt, a blue bed, but a pink rug makes you wonder who designed the set for this. And this was intentional. I can tell you as a dad, ain't no way I'm putting a pink rug in my son's room, and I'm not putting a blue rug in my daughter's room. It's just kind of what I do. For cohesion of the colors, I'm matching. I'm not saying that girls can't have blue and boys can't have pink when they're there. I don't mean it like that. I mean, like, when you pick one color, that's the one you typically stick with other colors throughout the room, but not massive color and massive color to clash with each other. You don't do that unless you're trying to virtue signal something.
The anti-woke community is dead. What I just showed you was a completely serious, unironic clip from Smash JT reviewing Nintendo's Close to You short, in which he accuses this short animation of being woke because of blue and pink colors. Like, really, the most common colors associated with little boys and little girls. Oh, if they're used together, that resembles truths. That resembles woke. Those are colors that woke uses. So that means this animation is woke, even though it's literally about a mother and her child, which is the most anti-woke thing in existence. Like, this is why. This is the kind of reason, this is an example of why I've turned against the anti-woke community in recent years, because it's not about anything real. They're not talking about real issues, real acts of subversion. In fact, they actively defend acts of real subversive video games, like Ghost of Toy, like Silent Hill F. I've seen a lot of defense force for this. But meanwhile, every single time they'll come out and accuse Nintendo of being woke because of color schemes. They'll accuse Nintendo of being woke for having logos with blue and pink in them. They'll accuse Nintendo of being woke because of something that, like, some social media person said. It's like, it is so, like, I have seen them accuse Nintendo of going woke because Princess Peach looks different on the American Princess Peach Showtime box art cover. Like, I've seen this. This isn't me being conspiratorial. Like, this is a real thing in the anti-woke community. You see this over and over and over and over again. People who care more about gooning and, like, kind of anti-woke virtue signaling, as opposed to talking about actual video games and, like, what the short is actually about. Like, to me, this is a really good example of just why people like side scrollers, people like Smash JT, people like Raging Golden Eagle cannot be taken seriously in any way, shape, and form. They have been crying wolf for so long that nobody is paying attention to them and nobody cares. And honestly, like, it is about time that we in the community really start, like, kind of calling these people out, because woke is on the downswing. It's not really a thing anymore. They're dialing it back. It's going to dial with the millennials. It's not really a thing anymore. And yet, like, it became a thing to complain about it. And so a lot of these people are just grasping at straws, trying to, like, pretend this Japanese company is completely 100% on board with this, like, Western political trend that didn't even really last a decade. Like, you are completely delusional Like, it is just unreasonable to make these like kind of claims. I don't think I'm like being like facetious like saying that. I don't think like I'm exaggerating. Like, this kind of thing is just as bad as what like woke activists were doing in gaming journalism around 2008. It's the exact same kind of thing. Like, remember when people would publish articles like calling Resident Evil 8 racist, and things like Resident Evil 5 racist, excuse me, like when they would publish articles about how Resident Evil 5 was racist, and they would like, weaponize that to like try and like get their way in the industry, and that kind of led to Gamergate in 2014. Like, it's the same kind of like nonsensical behavior where they're projecting their like bizarre warped worldviews and values onto like a fucking cartoon. Like, and that's just my mindset. Like, looking at this, like watching this guy sitting there coping and seething about an animation and immediately jumping to this conclusion that it has to be woke. It has to be. And it's something that I think that like I am increasingly having no patience for. Like, this is something that never should have been said. This is something that just makes conservatives look ridiculous. It's just a giant grift, and it really should be acknowledged as a grift. This is like the defining example as to like everything that's wrong with like conservative alarmism right now, like crying wolf at every single little thing. Like, a while back we had that like, press release about like how Mario and Peach are good friends, and the same people like tried to make a conspiracy about it. It's like, no, like, there's nothing inherently wrong about what they said. You just read something in it that wasn't there. And this is, I think, like another example of that kind of behavior. And I, Harmon Smith, kind of dedicate myself to kind of calling these people out more often, more frequently, because this has been getting out of hand. The Power World thing for me was kind of the last straw. And it does need to be said more that these people are completely delusional and out of touch with reality. I think that we as Nintendo fans need to do more to kind of condemn this kind of behavior, condemn this kind of alarmism on both political spectrums. It's not just a conservative thing. Um, we need to kind of like start calling this stuff out, because it really has no place in video games or Nintendo at all. And going forward, we're going to see a lot more of this, because people are going to be like, trying to call everything woke for quite a long time until people are sick and tired of it. So, like, I think for the next 5 years at least, we're gonna keep like seeing these like allegations that Nintendo is woke now, and like it really needs to stop. I never want to see this kind of nonsense ever again.